Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Why did Donald Trump leave Canada one day earlier than planned, which is the G7 summit? And while he's doing so, he is smacking Macron, the president of France, who is seeking publicity. According to Donald Trump, he's got better things to do. So Donald Trump is working at a peace between Iran and Israel, supposedly not a ceasefire, much bigger than that. Then, that's the first topic. The second one, Donald Trump snubs Zelensky, avoids him at G7. Third one, G7 express support for Israel, against the evil Iran. It was obvious. And then we have Netanyahu, the guy supposedly in charge of Israel, saying that I did not rule out killing Khamenei, which is the Ayatollah of Iran, the guy in charge, the religious leader of Iran. So he's not dropping that. Even supposedly Donald Trump told him, drop it. Well, you know who's in charge here, all right? So these are the topics for this video. Let's start with Donald Trump leaving the G7 summit one day early because he's got much bigger things to take care of. So here it is, the first topic. Sputnik. Trump to leave G7 summit earlier, return to US over situation in Middle East, White House. Okay, what is he doing here with the right hand? Okay. US President Donald Trump will leave the G7 summit in Canada earlier than it was scheduled because of the situation in the Middle East. All right, and what's going on here? Donald Trump says he left G7 for something, quote unquote, much bigger than a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. And what is important is that this is what he says. He smacks Macron right here. President Donald Trump said he left G7 summit in Canada a day early for something much bigger than a ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran. Trump caused surprise with his early departure, with French President Emmanuel Facron later saying that he, Trump, had left to broker an agreement between the warring Middle Eastern nations. However, Donald Trump blasted Macron, describing him as publicity-seeking and saying he always gets it wrong. He added cryptically, he has, and I'm quoting, he has no idea why I am now on my way to Washington, but it certainly has nothing to do with a ceasefire, much bigger than that. So, these are the baboons right here. Trump is dying. Trump is not well. Look at his face in Canada. He didn't look well at all. His eyes, like he's a zombie, is starting looking like how do you call it? Like Biden. Next, Russia Today, 17th of June 2025. Trump snubs Zelensky meeting. The White House said the U.S. president had to leave G7 summit due to ongoing Israel-Iran standoff. So, U.S. President Donald Trump has left it. Despite having a scheduled meeting with Ukrainian Vladimir Zelensky, the White House has said, citing the recent escalation in the Middle East. All right, so that means that Zelensky had been scheduled to meet Trump on the sidelines of the summit in what was widely perceived as an opportunity to urge the U.S. to ramp up sanctions against Russia and approve more weapons shipments to Kiev. This is an old picture. This is not how he looks nowadays. He looks right now like this, my friends. Like that. That's Trump, all right? That's not Trump. This is how it used to be. This is how Trump is right there. Please take a look at his eyes. Are going to be like in an angle, now in a V angle right there. All right, now let's see how the jackals are doing. G7 leaders express support for Israel's security. What about Iran's security? Joint statement. And here are the buffoons. Look at this guy. He wants to be always important right there. Anyway, this is the guy. This is another baboon. Look at this. These are the leaders of the free world. Are these the leaders of the free world? I mean, if you know people, if you work with people, and you have experience with people, look at them. Look at them. Look at their stands. Look at their body language. It's a lot to learn from that. So let's see what these guys pledge support and allegiance to the flag of David. The leaders of the Group of Seven expressed support for Israel's security in a joint statement amid the escalation with Iran. Escalation. Preemptive strike against Iran. That's what it was, supposedly. Pointing to the importance of the de-escalation. No, I don't think that's true. They want something else. And I'm quoting. We affirm that Israel has the right to defend itself like any other country. Like any other country. We reiterate our support. Well, another thing, you have the right to defend yourself within limits. Can we agree that in defending myself from someone aggressing me has limits or not? So let's say is a woman, and the woman attacks me and she wants to do like Brigitte Bardot Macron did to Macron, which is clawing your face, let's say. And she wants to claw my face. So she wants to poke me in the nostril. Okay, like, I'm going to come to get you. And I defend myself by grabbing her hand, or her wrist, turning around, getting her pants off, and raping. Do you think that is self-defense? Of course not. Of course not. Giving her some loving, unwanted. No, that's not self-defense anymore. So yes, I grab her wrist, maybe, but from there to turning her down and let's go, baby doll, that's not self-defense anymore. So yes, you have the right of self-defense, but it's not a blanche card. Like, you can do whatever you want. And remember, everybody else has the right of self-defense. All right, a preemptive strike on someone gives the someone the right to defend himself. No? So who's defending himself now? Now this is another round, started by these guys. That means these guys are in a self-defense. So who has the right? Both have the right, but who is the aggressor, the initiator? You can call it however you want. However you want. This guy started the aggressor, the aggression. Started bombarding those guys' land. That's illegal. That's a declaration of war by any standards. So the other guys have the right to turn around and back. No, they don't have that. Correct? Correct. So here, we are affirm. We reiterate our support for the security of Israel. Why? I mean, this guy, the statement says, we urge that the resolution of the Iranian crisis, not Israel's crisis, leads to a broader de-escalation of hostilities in the Middle East, including a ceasefire in Gaza. Ceasefire in Gaza. You don't do anything about that. You haven't been doing until you wait that guy defending himself in Gaza. So those guys in Gaza do, like I told you, if someone tries to poke me in the nostrils, you know what I mean? So that's their kind of self-defense these guys are talking about. Everything goes. Now, this is the Western world? Is this the word? Do you identify with these guys? I don't. I definitely don't identify myself with these guys. The Western civilization, the Greco-Roman civilization, was hijacked by the Judeo-Christian culture, not civilization, culture. This is it. I mean, please, if you think this is right, just do this. Just put yourself at the receiving end. Just put yourself, now the Iranian, in the Iranian shoes. And maybe you're going to realize how idiotic and how criminal this is. People die. Why? Iran should not have nuclear weapons. Okay, how about Israel? And the conversation, the Greco-Roman conversation, should be settled. But then you enter with a Judeo-Christian culture and say, whoa, but they're good and they're bad. Why? Because we identify them like that. So it's no logic, no factual, fact-based conclusions or evidence. This is that. We lost it. So I don't identify myself with these guys. These guys are not my people. These are some individuals who are hijacked by some with a different mentality. Not our European mentality, Greco-Roman mentality. And let's go to the next one. So they guarantee the security. That means these guys are going to have us fight Iran because of those guys who are just the victims defending themselves? Is this the narrative? Yeah, because the other guys want to have nuclear weapons, which they said they don't, but the other guys have them. Why are the other guys allowed to have them? Why? Give me a reason. If you say in self-defense, and everybody else in self-defense can have it, Yugoslavia, Serbia should have nuclear weapons then, because NATO bombarded them. Iraq should have, because we're attacked by based on lies, by the United States of America and its allies. So Afghanistan should have it. Everybody who's attacked should have nuclear weapons then. Is that the reason? Or because they're special? Or maybe because they control all these fuckers over there? All right, let's and see how great this guy is right there. Like in the old ways, poison the leader. Russia Today. Netanyahu refuses to rule out Khamenei assassination, but he's the good guy. In self-defense, he will blow up the other guy's head. It's exactly what I said. If she tries to, scratch me with I have the right to give her some loving. All right, euphemistically. Right? Is that what it is? Or if even though I can go and smack her kids as well, and go and take her property and bulldoze her mom's house? Can I do that in self-defense? Do you understand? You understand, God damn it. Right here, killing the Iranian supreme leader would end the conflict, the Israeli prime minister has claimed. No, it will not. And after that, it's proven that it's not going to be, it's going to be to the next one. And next one. Iran thing is not about Iran's nuclear weapons. That is the thing to scare these baboons here. If these guys, let's say, Khamenei leaves, all right, it's going to come what? That pampered Shah? Is that what is going to come? Pahlavi, Reza? His grandfather or father, whomever, was already dead. Anyway, it's just if you kill him, it's going to be peace. No. And after that, what are you going to do? Oh, my bad. You know what? If we change the regime in Iran, is going to do this. It's always something else. Basically, these guys, the bottom line, some countries decide what should another country do, a nation. That's what basically happens. But nobody else can tell these countries how they should run their countries or their nations. No, only these countries tell everybody else. And it's going to be. It's just a reason. It's the same with a bully. A bully boy does this, or a bully girl does this. She wants something. She wants her way. That's it. That's the bottom line. She wants her way. And then if you have something that bully person wants, she's going to come the first time and say, I want your chain key. Your keychain looks very shiny. I want it. You don't want it? And I'm going to leave you alone once you give me that. And you give me that. But then I see something else. I see a good necklace. And I say, you know what? I like the necklace. I leave you alone if you give me the necklace. And then you give me the necklace. And then I come over, I know you have something else. You have a telephone. I want your telephone. I will leave you alone after that. It's never going to be leaving them alone. They're going to always come and tell you what they want, and you have to give it. Unless you stop them, or you try to. And this is what I think happens in Iran. They say, oh, it's the nuclear weapon. Okay, out. What's going to be? Oh, now he's the leader? Okay, out. But start with the beginning. Who are you to tell me that? If you have the right to tell me that, I have the right to tell you that the same thing. No? Anyway. You know what I'm talking about. So this is the people who will be protected in the Western world with your taxes. You'll see. They will be protected with our military, our police, special. You'll see. It already happens. But nevertheless, there's going to be a mass. There are going to be some laws, some decrees by which one group will be protected by everybody else against what that group does to others. You know what I mean? So it's like you have Al Capone, and the police are going to protect Al Capone from the retaliations of other mafia bosses. But the police legally will protect only Al Capone, while Al Capone shoots everybody else. And everybody else cannot shoot at Al Capone because the state will protect Al Capone. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.